Beef tendon. I got lucky. I've worked with it once in the past. So the only thing that I've ever done with it though is Vietnamese pho, and I learned that from a Chinese gentleman who would cook it for line cooks when they came in hungover. So that's the only at Morimoto in Philadelphia. So here are a couple of the fabricated beef tendon that we're going to use today. This is the dice that we're going to fry up and put in our salad, and then this is the shaved tendon as well. So we're going to fry these up in a little Wonder flour.
That's just flour?
Just a little, yep, a little refined flour. So we want it hot enough that it's going to make the tendons puff up, but not too hot that they, get too dark. I cooked it how I learned how. I really did it in a Vietnamese style as far as the broth and lemongrass, soy, cilantro, coriander, all kinds of aromatics, and just cooked it for, simmered it for 8 to 12 hours. Once you cook it and once you get it to a point where it's, edible, it's really got this, really pliable, nice, soft, velvety texture that's really, really great. I don't know how much earthy you can get than tendon, so we try to pair some flavors with it. Beets, fennel. I think beets pair really well with this. Bone marrow was the first thing that popped into my head when thinking about beef tendon, so we made a tart dough with bone marrow in it as well. So these are little candy stripe beets, golden beets, sliced chives, lemon confit, little diced fennel. This is just a little peppercorn, pea peppercorn champagne vinaigrette. So before we start plating, we're going to also make a little smoked duck and tendon salad. So this is just a little smoked duck that we shaved very thin, frisee, and a little microgreens, olive oil, salt and pepper. And now we're going to start plating our tart. There is an underlying, Japanese influence in my cooking, but I wouldn't say it's totally, Asian or Japanese. But I love a lot of the ingredients and a lot of the techniques that are involved.
Did you do it before you went to work for Morimoto, or did you?
No, I had no idea. I went, I grew up in Alabama, and the furthest I've ever been out of the country is Chicago, and so when I went to Morimoto, I was, went as the executive sous chef, and it was definitely not only a culture shock, but learning the food and learning the techniques. It was a really great experience. Golden beets. We pureed with a little mascarpone. Alright, we're going to add our shaved tendon. And for the tart, we have some poached apples. We're going to add a little goat cheese on the tart dough.
Where's the goat cheese from?
We actually made it in-house. We get goat's milk from one of our farmers, and I always like to do it on a separate plate so when it falls off, we're okay. Beet reduction? That's terrible. Just kidding. Yeah, I think the smokiness of the duck and the tendon really go well together. Alright, so this one's gonna, there we go. It's good. I mean, I think. You guys are gonna have to tell me.
So what do you think tendon brings to a dish like this?
Like this, I think that it's definitely texture, and like I said, the only time I've ever done it is in a hot preparation, so I want to try something different and see if you could do it chilled, see if you could do it something besides what I've always seen. Anko, which is sweetened azuki beans. Oh, that guy, all he does is meat. He loves him some meat and pork, and so I want to give him something, a little bit of a curveball.